what happened to my inventory? There we go. That's much better.
Hey man, you wanna buy some gems?
Alright, so Taric got a rework a while ago, which turned him into a character that somehow made him look like Buzz Lightyear, the Crimson Chin, and the lead singer of Steel Panther, all at the same time, ready to take a game to Chinfinity and beyond. A lot of people loved the new rework, and arguably, he has been played a lot more now than he ever was because of his new kit. Because let's be honest, like many other champions before him, he was a little bit stale, a little bit archaic. It was just old. Everything about him was old. New Taric is all flashy and stuff, and he's so handsome. Surely, this is a fantastic thing. Well, some might say that, but for me personally, I will always have horrifying memories of the old Taric, the old ways this character used to be played. I mean, this dude was played multiple ways in multiple roles. Like, people really did not care where to put him. He was regularly slapped in the top lane, mid lane, as well as being mostly a support. New Taric is all flashy, but honestly, look at this guy. You can dodge his stuns. All you gotta do is a little sidestep like you're slamming it at DDR. Here I'll show you exactly how to dodge a Taric stun. But god, if there ever was a character that defined point-and-click gameplay, it was definitely Taric. I mean, let's ignore the fact that I used to main Pantheon and still kinda do. Moving right along, enough lollygagging talking about the new Taric, the new disgusting Taric that is 99% chin and 1% jokes about his sexuality. Let's go back in time to see what Taric used to be. Oh, and by the way, I know I could make a lot of super inappropriate jokes about how Taric and maybe Ezreal, you know, do things together, but I'm going PG, boys. I'm gonna be a good boy, and instead of the graphic, disgusting person I normally am, I'm doing this because YouTube decided to basically slap every video I've made in the last 2 weeks with ad restrictions, even videos I hadn't even released yet and didn't do anything wrong in. I ended up posting anyway. So I'm not saying follow my Twitch stream and Twitter where I'm allowed to be my disgusting self. I'm not saying that, but you know. Ooh, what's that on the screen? So anyway, back in the day, Taric was pretty much baby's first support. In fact, pretty much every support back in the day was so mind-numbingly easy to play, it was actually criminal. You basically just pointed and clicked, or in Sona's case, you don't even need to point and click. You just prayed that everything would be okay and just roll your face against your keyboard. And Taric was honestly no exception to this, with a heal that healed not only a boatload, but if you targeted it on himself, it healed even more, meaning that if you decided to take this punk mid or top lane, you could basically out-sustain absolutely anyone unless you happen to be playing against another Taric. It was huge heals, considering it not only scaled off of your AP, but also off your bonus health, so you could easily just build stuff like a Rod of Ages, a Crystal Scepter, and basically just refuse to die under any circumstances. Alongside that, with his passive that made auto attacks deal 20% of his armor on his next basic attack and magic damage after every ability cast, which also reduced his cooldown by 2 seconds after every ability cast. You could get 40% cooldown on Taric, and if you were smart, you could just juggle your cooldowns, so basically there is going to be a spell up at any given time, and you just sit stunning, smashing and healing your way to victory unless you either run out of mana or somebody just gives up and surrenders the game. Now his W was Shatter, and his passive was it used to give nearby ally champions 12% of his armor as bonus armor, which you might identify as being a little bit strong. Being able to drop a team-wide cloth armor at a moment's notice alongside the old Aegis of the Legion, which did basically exactly the same thing but gave magic resistance instead of armor. You could create a full team of miniature Ramesses, except that they're strapped to the back teeth with bazookas and ground-to-air missile launchers. And on top of that, it also dealt a pretty decent amount of damage as well when you activated the W, with a 20% armor scaling statistic granting you up to 30 bonus armor too passively when you leveled it up, and also reducing the armor of anyone infected by it. So you just fling yourself into the middle of a team who are completely unable to do anything to you, by the way, because you are built like a death fortress. You just waddle with your little stubby legs into the middle of 4 people who you're basically going to just strip down into the equivalent of the average female MMO character's armor. Undoubtedly though, The funniest spell that Taric had in his arsenal was Dazzle though. This was just a point and click spell that could stun you for up to 1.6 seconds, and it was a hilarious spell to watch because you'd throw this Dazzle down and you would watch it travel forever. It didn't matter if the enemy flashed, if they TP'd, if they quickly used a portal gun to dive into an alternate universe where you didn't pick Taric. It would follow you to the ends of time and space and stun the balls off you, dealing a pretty decent chunk of damage as well. If you built full AP, this would pack a punch, and it would also allow you to walk slowly up to him and rub your sweaty gems in his face. However though, whilst you're camping out in front of the enemy too, you might as well use Taric's ultimate, which is Radiance. You could slam this into the ground, dealing a big chunk of burst damage in an area around you, and for the next 10 seconds, you would get up to 70 extra attack damage and ability power, and you give 50% of those bonuses to nearby ally champions as well. So if you're next to your team and you're level 16, your ulti could gift a grand total of 420 combined ability power and attack damage if you are surrounded by your team. Now to put that into perspective, that is like dropping 3 needlessly large rods and 1.5 amp tomes onto the map out of thin air for 10 seconds, alongside also giving them 5 BF swords and a long sword in attack damage. To give this even more context to this tomfoolery, that totals to be about 11,000 gold worth of statistics in a split second, which is just kind of a lot. Not even considering the fact that you're probably rocking an Aegis, which is giving out MR and an aura, as well as your Shatter passive, which is also giving out armor as an aura. Taric was basically just the god of stat buffing through his auras. He would absolutely stomp in a solo lane if the enemy had absolutely no idea what the hell they were doing. But if he actually decided to play support because he fancied a change of pace and was sick of beating the hell out of everybody, his utility through stat buffs alone in teamfights were enough to carry his team, even if he literally didn't even damage the enemies. He could just stand in the sidelines or in a nearby bush just within aura range and not do anything else, and the money that he was dishing out to his team is still probably more valuable than any other support just sitting there actually casting spells and trying to do something. This character was perfect for shredding the enemy team so that your AD carry could obliterate them with the lack of armor. In fact, if you max your Shatter first and you were playing bot lane and the enemy didn't build any armor whatsoever and they had low base armor, you could very easily bring them down to almost zero armor, which, if you know anything about League of Legends, that means that you're straying dangerously close to true damage territory, which is never fun. Or if you're playing him top and you would just build full armor against anybody you were up against, your W would do a lot of damage, as well as being completely unkillable. Like the synergy with your passive, being able to heal yourself, and the fact that it was empowered if you actually chose to heal yourself, along with juggling your spells so that your cooldowns were really, really low pretty much all of the time. It was disgusting. If you were unlucky enough to be playing a character like Riven or something top lane, just something that would not deal very heavily with someone that stacked armor, it was like playing against a Malphite, except this Malphite could stun you every 4 seconds. Even going full AP mid lane, there was really not a whole lot of way to respond to a Taric. If he actually chose to go in on you, he was going to stun you for a pretty long period of time, and there wasn't going to be a whole lot you could do about it. If you tried to engage on him, he would just flap out this little fairy looking thing. It would hit you and you're done. There's no way to respond to it. You just have to wait until you're unstunned, and by this time Taric has probably already hopped a bus to Mexico and he's off the map. You're never going to be able to hit him. And the beauty of being able to drop a massive amount of burst that would actually half health pretty much a full team, because nobody expects a Taric to actually be able to do damage, so they let you stupidly enough get close to them, and then you drop your ulti, you drop your W, you drop stuns down, and everybody's half health, and you're just having a ball of a time. But seriously though, if you want to see some shenanigans from AP Taric or anything like that, the next step on your journey I'd recommend will be in cards up at the top right of the screen. Some true showcases of Taric's own abilities. You should go check them out straight after you like this video, you subscribe, you follow me on Twitch, you donate to my Kickstarter, give me your firstborn child, and all that other good stuff. For the meantime though, Taric, you have been basically turned into a sentient Shin, but I will always remember you and your immense Glamrock days. Please join me in the comment section, boys, by paying your respects if you have any memories of old Taric, or you just want to type the letter F. R.I.P. Hey, what's up guys? Thank you very much for watching yet another R.I.P. If you have any other suggestions for other characters you'd like to see, please drop them in the comment section down below. Also, wasn't really joking about the ad restriction thing. I'm trying to work it out a little bit right now. I think YouTuber just going on the mega aggro, because you know all the ad stuff is going on. It has hit a lot of my videos, which is unfortunate. Doesn't mean I'm gonna stop posting. Daily content will always be daily content. However, I'm going to be streaming a little bit more on twitch.tv. So if you want to come check out, I'm doing Twitch Plays League of Legends, Twitch Plays Earth very, very soon. Probably the day after this video goes live. So I really recommend hitting a follow on that just so you're keeping up to date. If you want to follow my Twitter as well, I'll be posting out that I'll be doing it. But I think I'll be posting at the beginning of tomorrow's video. Or actually, no, I don't think I will. Just, I'd seriously recommend following just to make sure that you're up to date with everything. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be horrible, but it'll be a lot of fun regardless. But anyway, the YouTube thing, it'll be worked out soon hopefully, but I think for the time being, I'm going to try and cut down on the swearing a little bit because I think that's the only thing they're getting me on. And you know, I obviously I don't want to lose my income because it's not exactly stable as it is with everything going on. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Have a good one, take it easy, I'll see you tomorrow.